What is going on, guys? We are here. We're live on a Saturday. There's a shit ton of people waiting for us today, and we're happy because we got a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff going on with video games and also Terminator debates, which is what we all know you're actually here for. Lethal Lightning, some kind of Suicide Squad. How are you doing?
Yeah, Terminator 1 is still the best Terminator movie ever made, and I look forward to arguing with it. Apart from that, I'm happy to be here.
All right, good. What does your profile picture mean? No one understands that.
Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but recent events in a fictional animated show have led me to say the words "fuck Gabby" a lot this week.
It basically just sounds like we're saying "fuck Abby," which was what we were saying in April, June, July, August, because fuck Naughty Dog. So interesting.
I prefer Gabby to Abby.
Yes, so do I.
Mark, speaking of Mark the Cyborg, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. I got my first COVID vaccination yesterday, and my arm is extremely sore. It's the most painful vaccination I've ever gotten in my life.
I'm sure it was.
Hey, no, X-Ray Girl's gonna poke me. Stop it.
I'm sure. Well, I was gonna make a joke there, but I won't say that because I like X-Ray Girl. But Mark, I'm sure it was very well tested and everything, so don't worry. Everything will be fine. Just because it hurts that bad doesn't mean anything.
People can just start using me as the examples as why vaccinations cause autism. So they'd be like, look at that.
Maybe that would be the case. Jeremy, speaking of autism, Jeremy, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I see we already have the Snyder bots in here. Bringing Snyder into the conversation has nothing to do with him. It's almost like Snyder fans are just like SJWs. But either way, I didn't throw the first shot. I just responded. Anyway, we're here. We're here to talk about video games and Terminator movies. And Terminator 2 is the best Terminator movie, followed closely by Terminator Salvation. Yeah. Mark was the villain in the chat. Now I'm the villain.
Imagine taking a super chat that says "Hail Zack Snyder" and turning that into an attack against you.
Damn right.
And then call them SJWs.
Damn right. Damn right.
And for some reason, the other super chats around here kind of disappeared. So let me pull those up on a different tab. That's very, very strange indeed, because it's just weird because YouTube has to fucking do stupid shit like this all the time. But I will get to those. But let's start something out so I can actually focus on that. There's been a lot of people talking this week about ass, which I know that it very much excites Lethal. And it's because we're talking about Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So BioWare announced, what was it, maybe like 6 months ago? They came out and officially announced Mass Effect Legendary Editions, remasters of the original trilogy and all the DLC, well, effectively all the DLCs associated with it. Really got a lot of people excited. The big Mass Effect fans have been asking for this for a long time. They finally got it. But it's not going to be a straight remaster. There's going to be a couple things they change to update for, current day. Lethal, as the expert on all things ass, what do you think about this?
Look, I was one of those people that was super duper excited when they announced they were remastering the Mass Effect trilogy. I like all the Mass Effect games. I never played Andromeda because I'm not touching that garbage. I even like Mass Effect 3, apart from the terrible ending. So the idea of them doing a full remastered trilogy with all the DLC sounds absolutely amazing. And the trailer came out, 2-3 days ago? And that got me pretty hyped. And then they came out and said, oh, by the way, Miranda's butt is bad. We have to change Miranda's butt. And they were talking about how they have to lower the camera angle. If you think that's cringy, they also talked about how there were certain scenes where male Shepard was, quote, man-spreading while he was sitting down, which is just stupid. But he did definitely sit like that, and it was pretty funny. But this whole remaster sounds horrible to me. They're not having any of the multiplayer. I've looked at the screenshots where it's comparing the before and the remaster. Some of the remastered shots look better, but honestly, a lot of them look worse. It's just lens flares, lots and lots of lens flares. But the way they were talking about Miranda's butt was just stupid, man. They're saying that they want to lower the camera angle so that way they can't have some of her arse cheeks in the shot. They're talking about how they went through the game's footage and they're going like, why is the camera focusing on her butt? They completely ignore the fact that the character is genetically designed to be like the perfect woman, and that's actually part of her backstory as well. Like if you keep addressing her as attractive, she gets pissed off about it because that's always been a thing of her whole life. They're not censoring Jack, who is the bold woman in the game. They're not censoring Jacob, who's the male with like his shirt off and all that. None of that's being censored. I'm not liking this whatsoever.
Yeah, no, if anybody's out there, and again, I've never played the Mass Effect games. I have all of them except for Andromeda because I heard that was absolutely terrible. But back in the day when Mass Effect 3 happened and it was such a big controversy, it was a big deal. People said, "Oh, you should still play these games; they're fantastic," except for the end of Mass Effect 3. That's been like a consensus across the board. So I bought all of them. It never had time to sit down and play them, but. I mean, if anybody says this is a not a big deal, you are not paying attention to anything that's going on in Hollywood or the games industry for a long time. Little decisions like this are part of a much bigger problem within entertainment. And to my knowledge, they're not changing the controversial ending of Mass Effect 3, correct?
They're including the extended edition ending, which I really didn't think that fixed too much. But then again, with that, if you go through the interview, he pretty much outright says like if they could change certain things, they would. They say quite a few things in that interview which are a bit of a worry. My concern is, I honest to God don't think this is the only thing they're going to be censoring.
Yeah. I think it's just the tip of the iceberg. And you're not going to know that until people really get their hands on it and are able to like go shot for shot. And like these are all the things that are changed. People that have played those games to death that will recognize the differences, as opposed to just people who are just may have played through it once or twice, but are very other than that casual Mass Effect fans. And here's the quotes, right? This is when talking about Metro then asked if BioWare would change any of the portrayals of the game's characters. The prior sentence of the article, it seemed Metro was focused on female characters, but we cannot be sure how the question was asked. Walter's answer stating that times have changed. Here it is. Quote, I do think a lot of things have evolved since the original games, but I don't know if I would say we were ultra concerned or anything like that, but there were considerations. And now there's 2 marks. One of them's frozen.
Kick Mark. Kick the imposter. Blank Mark. That one.
The Mark, look at the eyes on him.
Oh, I'm not actually seeing. It just looks like a black screen to me.
When you find out they're censoring Miranda's butt.
That's pretty. Let me get him out.
I saw my Chrome crashing. I'm like, I don't know if did you guys hear me say I'll be back in a second?
No. I heard you say like what, and then you were gone. I was like, what the fuck?
We just thought you were quoting a Terminator movie. So
all right, of course. There's always got to be at some point where Mark makes the face.
I'm gonna try to share the picture that I was trying to share that got me crashed again. We'll see if this works this time.
Okay, yeah, let me finish.
This is Doom done in the style of Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Yeah, let me finish the quote here. So I do think a lot of things have evolved since the original games, but I don't know if I would say we were ultra concerned about it or anything like that. But there were considerations. Kevin actually called out some camera cuts that were just, why was that focusing on Miranda's butt? So in some cases we said, okay, we can make a change there, but ultimately to change an entire character model or something like that wasn't really. It was a decision that was made as part of many creative decisions showing the best possible fidelity we could get going forward. It's really the choice for all the art we had. So they had a problem with these shots. So things like this, there would be like a dialogue wheel right here, right?
Yeah.
But it'd be focused on Miranda's butt. Like Lethal said, it's almost like this was actually important, and some of these characters had these attributes for a reason. This is BioWare marketer David Silverman explained in an interview that the character's sex appeal, often shown through camera angles and being in a skin-tied suit, were part of the character, talking about Miranda. In fact, some characters are defined by their attractiveness, such as a woman who is genetically engineered to be perfect. Camera angles help tell the story and portray key aspects of each character. In Miranda's case, her curves and sexuality. We had similar shots of Jacob. This is
exactly
made to get marketing the game.
This is back with the old BioWare, like the BioWare that we all used to love so much. This is when they actually put a lot of effort into their storytelling. But you know what I find to be extremely hypocritical about all this? I remember being in school when there was the Fox News interview with the developer, and he came in and just smacked them down because they were accusing the game of being like a sex simulator and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And he was on TV going, "What are you fucking talking about? It's a space opera." And he asked all the, this was back in Mass Effect 1, and he asked all the people interviewing, he goes, "How many of you actually played this game?" And none of them said they had played it. And they showed one scene, one half, like not even half of a sex scene completely out of context. And the developer's going, "Do you know how much shit you have to do to fuck that girl in this game, man?"
It's exactly what Ripa was talking about on Friday Night Tights with the comic industry and everything we've seen in Star Wars and all these other the entire industry has been, they hire people that have no interest in this stuff. They hire activists to get involved and change the shit. These people have no interest in the game, yet they see an opportunity to make a social justice stance against women being objectified in a video game without any context or understanding of what's going on. It's unreal.
Modern BioWare is just that. It's they shouldn't even share the same name as these people.
Yeah, and so there's a couple people like this. I think you guys are overreacting about something very trivial that doesn't really matter.
My point was going to be about that. But
yeah, go ahead, Mark.
So, okay, I've been seeing a lot of people say that it's either a totally insignificant thing that doesn't really matter, which means they probably should have just changed the camera angle and not said anything about it, just let people notice or not notice in the game. And if it's really not really that big a deal, most people just wouldn't notice. Because unless you're doing an A/B playthrough, be like, here's original Mass Effect 2, here's the same scene in Legendary Edition. Oh, it looks like they changed the camera angle. But they didn't. They came out and made a statement being like, we're shifting these things around, we're changing it. And it seems like the reactions I'm reading are either it's totally insignificant and you guys are complaining over nothing, or it's an integral part of the character and changing it is a big deal, so people have a right to be upset. It can't be both. Like it can't be both insignificant and not worth changing and super significant, and so you can't get upset, or if you get upset about it, that's warranted. Like you got to kind of pick a side on that argument, really.
Even with that, I mean, this is supposed to be a shot-for-shot remaster. That's it. This isn't like the Final Fantasy remake where it's technically a sequel in Tetsuya Nomura fashion. This is supposed to be, we've ripped the game out and we've just put a fresh coat of paint on it. We've upgraded it so it looks modern and we're putting it back out there. This sounds like they're going through and actually changing shit. This is like when you buy a Blu-ray copy of a movie and you're watching it and going, "This isn't how it happened on my old DVD version. I want that stuff." And I do agree that, okay, yeah, it doesn't fundamentally break the game or affect the gameplay, which a lot of people would consider to be the most important thing. But if they're already starting to do these changes, I'm willing to bet the rest of my sex life this is not the only thing they're censoring on this game, man.
Yeah, and that's like, to me, I agree. Like, if you're just talking about in isolation, will it really change my enjoyment of this game? The fact that they move the camera up and isn't focused on her butt during dialogue scene? The answer is no. Like it's really not. It's more about what that means. Like Lethal's saying, what it means is that they are not just remastering the game; they are changing it to align with current day shit, current day politics, current day identity bullshit. That's what they're doing. That's probably what they'll do for the rest of the game as well. And that is what is happening in society. They're trying to rewrite history to align to these current day standards that only the people in this echo chamber get to decide what's appropriate. So that's the problem. It is about a bigger thing that is happening. It just happens to be isolated on this little incident.
And isn't it a bit of a fuck you to the people that made the game back in the day? Like, has anyone asked them how they feel about these changes?
Well, they don't care. They don't care how they feel.
Exactly.
But I will say, and again, I'm speaking to someone that hasn't played the game, but I do think it can be both things, Mark, to a certain extent. It can not be a big deal, but also not be a big deal in reference to the game. It's not a big deal. Why are you changing it? But it does make it a big deal if they're changing it because it's part of a bigger problem we're seeing across the board. So it cannot be a big deal within the game, but be a big deal that they are changing it because they're clearly highlighting the developers, to want to change it for a reason. And that reason, as we have seen across the board, is part of a bigger problem.
No, I understand that. I don't think I articulated myself very well there, actually. I think what I was trying to say is that if you're of the mind that this is an important change because it fundamentally changes an aspect of the media that then makes it different and might be motivated by things that are hot button and political in a way, you can take that stance and be on either side of that argument. That's totally fine. But I find that there's people saying, no, it's a good change, so, and it's good that they did it, and it's super important, but also you're an idiot if you think it's any kind of significant change. It's like they're kind of saying that they're taking both stances, that you're stupid if you have a problem with this because it's an insignificant change, but also it's good that they're doing it. And I'm like, okay, it can't really be both of those things. It's either bad because they're censoring a media product, which is kind of the side I'm on. I'm like, well, honestly, even if it is, I don't know. Like, I think I'm not even sure what the argument is because it's a shot of a butt. I don't really think that that's like even super titillating or like offensive in any way. But if your argument is that, oh, it's inappropriate, okay, but then don't say, and it's not a big deal, because like you think it's a big deal if you think that it's right that they're censoring it, you know. And that's I don't know. I just see a lot of inconsistency in the.
We'll see, I mean, and somebody just said it in the chat. And wow, this is old school shit. This is before Geeks and Gamers even had a fucking following. But the mayor says, like what Jeremy said about Kylo's scar being moved. If they're willing to change that, they could change anything else. And I wish I would have understood the ramifications of that comment when that first trailer came out about The Last Jedi, and Rian Johnson shifted Kylo's scar and then lied about it and said he wasn't censoring it. And then when video evidence, when people posted pictures like, no, this is his scar at the end of TFA versus this is the trailer in TLJ. And I talked about that. And I said, if they're willing to change this, what else are they willing to change? Now, I didn't stay true to my words because I still had the fanboy goggles on as we got closer to the movie. But that just opened up a huge can of worms. If he's willing to ignore continuity on a simple scar, what else are they willing to do? Well, we see what else was willing to happen. And I think fans have just seen this type of bullshit over and over again to the point where when we see anything that is being changed or censored, we are hypersensitive because we have seen things get destroyed over and over again. And that's the side of the argument I'm on. Leave shit alone. Just leave it the fuck alone. Fuck you and your feelings. Leave it alone. Because if you're willing to change one thing, they're going to change. There's no line they won't cross.
No, not at all. Now. But I mean, like I was saying before, like the hype was there, and it was so weird because myself and others were hyped for an EA product. That's fucking bizarre, man. Like, go look at my channel. I did a reaction to the trailer. I loved the trailer. In less than 24 hours, I was thinking, maybe I'm not going to buy this anymore, man. I've never seen hype die so quickly for something that a lot of people are really looking forward to. And on top of that, I honestly don't know how I feel about going into Mass Effect 4 now.
That's the thing I was going to bring up is, now we understand where these people's heads are at. Now, again, I think this is only the tip of the iceberg as far as all this stuff's concerned. So, yeah, Mass Effect 4, get ready, get excited for these people to teach you about sexualizing women. And it's so strange because it's this way because it's an attractive, idealized woman, right? That's why this is a problem. And even Neil Druckmann, he says we shouldn't sexualize characters. I'm tired of these sexualized characters. Listed all these examples. And then he turns around and sexualizes the most unsexual, disgusting human being we've ever got to play in a game in Abby, right? She gets raw dogged with her A- tits out, right?
And you see nipple and everything.
There's like 2 female characters in Last of Us 2 who don't have a sex scene of some kind too. With speaking lines, I mean,
exactly, and all of them,
Dina, Ellie, and Abby are all like portrayed in sexual situations during that game.
Yep.
I don't know, man. The more I hear about this remaster, the worse it sounds. Like scrapping the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer just sounds.
Yeah, honestly, that's the biggest problem I have with this.
And, Miranda is very sentimental to people my age. I was like 14, 15 when Miranda first came onto the scene. And you know what a 14, 15-year-old boy is like, we're starting to notice things.
It's very sentimental to me because I had my first fap to her butt.
But you know what I mean? It's like, oh,
I can't believe they're
Miranda.
taking this away from me.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Mass Effect 2 actually got me to start watching the show Chuck because the girl who plays Miranda is on it, like the one with Shazam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
But-
I don't know. I actually think though that the much bigger omission actually is the multiplayer, because the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer was actually pretty solid. In fact, it was kind of similar in structure in a way to Ghost of Tsushima's multiplayer.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting that in the year that we got Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and a lot of people were making the comparison, oh, this is like as much of a interesting multiplayer take on this single player story based game as the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer was. And then they're like, Mass Effect 3 is coming back out, but we're not doing the multiplayer.
Yeah, I know. It's just weird, man. And that article that you had up, Ryan, does that have the before and afters of like screen caps?
No,
I don't think they haven't
I
shown
seen
the
it.
new scene.
I don't think they've
Like,
seen it.
They've just
No.
talked about the fact that they're.
You haven't seen any of them?
I haven't seen any. Well, as far as the remastered, like the shots that show how it looks. Like, is that what you're talking about? You're talking about the actual butt scenes.
Yeah, no, like the shot for shots where like they show what it looks like remastered. So you haven't seen the lens flare galore.
I've seen a couple of those. I don't have one of those articles pulled up though. But
So some of it I think does look better, but a lot of them you're looking at and going, that's just a lens flare.
some of it does look a little bit lazy, but I think there are parts of it that do look good. Like, but you know, it depends. It's weird that they chose some of those to highlight like differences because there wasn't many, but
lots of them, the Mass Effect 1 screenshots that I saw were a pretty big improvement, but because that game does look the roughest going back to it now. But most of 2 and 3, especially, I mean, I know this is going to be a cliche thing of me to say, but the trailer they released was 30 frames a second. So I'm just like, this just looks like an Xbox 360 game to me. Like, I don't, I was like, the lighting is slightly nicer, but other than that, I don't know why people were like, oh my God, Mass Effect's back. It's like, I don't know, like, looks okay.
Well, they didn't even bring it into Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, I think that would have been one hell of an overhaul to pull all 3 games into a different engine, but they're using, and as you kind of touched on, an old engine, and they just kind of cleaned it up a bit. Like it looks to me like running it on PC with a couple texture mods today, like the same code on like a modern computer, but with tons of lens flare thrown in. Mass Effect 1 I'm not talking about. I'm talking about 2 and 3, because 2 and 3 are the ones that look pretty much the same to me. But I don't know. I might pick this up at some point, but it'll be on a Steam sale when the whole thing's like $20. Like I'm not really excited about this at all.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel. Like I was really looking forward to playing these games again. Now, not so much. By any chance, are they on the PlayStation Store? Like I'll just buy them again without the remaster.
I don't know.
2 and 3, I believe, are. Did 1 ever come out on PlayStation? I think it might have.
I've got them all on 360.
Yeah,
that was where I played
the original one was a Xbox 360 exclusive.
Yeah.
And then they brought 2 to PS3, which is actually where I played it. I switched from 360 to PS3 for the second one, and they actually handled it pretty well because a bunch of your choices in 1 carry over to 2. They started with this sort of motion comic synopsis of the original game where you can actually make the significant choices that would carry over. So if you were switching from 360 to PS3, you would feel like it's still carrying on your story.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I liked how they did that. How you could load in your character from Mass Effect 2, and whatever character had died in Mass Effect 2 was dead in Mass Effect 3. I always thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it was something that a lot of people were looking forward to, and now BioWare has revealed that they are changing things to align with current day and what the weak pussies at BioWare now feel like should be current day. But let me get to some of these super chats here. I did pull up the ones that we had before the stream. Butter Biscuit for $5. Can you please leave the stream up for a couple days? Not going to be able to watch live today. Would like to watch later when I have the time. Well, I will unlist it. It will be available for you. So.
Yeah, well, we are gonna make a change. Just because, look, unlike Lucasfilm and companies like Lucasfilm, we actually do listen to people, and we did kind of put this behind the member paywall, these live streams that we do. But I've decided to lift that, so we're gonna start re-uploading these live streams to Geeks and Gamers Live. It'll be unlisted here on the channel after it's done.
You can still watch it.
Like, yeah, you can still watch it if you have the link, but then we'll re-upload it over to Geeks and Gamers Live, and we're gonna kind of start getting that channel back into the flow, because ultimately moving forward, I'm not going to focus on YouTube memberships. We want to focus on geeksandgamers.com memberships. And I don't think it's fair to ask people to support us on YouTube platform and our website. We want to have that support on the website only. So we'll work on that. But yes, starting today, this stream and all streams moving forward of this podcast will be available over on Geeks and Gamers live after the fact. So my apologies for any inconveniences, but I have corrected that mistake now.
Yep. So you will be able to watch it. But as always, it'll just go unlisted, and you can just look in your YouTube search history. If you want to pick up where you left off on this, you should be able to find it. Yep. Jaeger Bomb 2 for $5. They aren't changing that garbage ending and are pandering to those who don't like the game. I don't have enough reasons to skip this. Hold the wallet. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Jaeger Bomb 2. What happened to your normal Jaeger Bomb? Did it die? Roger Haynes, thumbs up super sticker. Send me a drink, yeah. Thumbs up super sticker. Thank you, Roger Haynes. Mikey Gussler with the hail. Zack Snyder, thank you.
Oh,
Mikey. Force PF for £10. Ryan, I work with a guy who's a massive Naughty Dog fan. When he saw my Fuck Naughty Dog shirt today, the look on his face was priceless. Thank you for giving me that moment. Well, you are very welcome, Force PF. Thank you for buying a Fuck Naughty Dog shirt. And I'm very sorry that you work with a cuck, but you can't really control that sometimes. But that's awesome, man. I'm glad that happened. Andrew Wilson for $5. Why does Jack get to wear her bikini, but no Miranda's butt?
Yeah, exactly. Why is that?
That's why people are frustrated.
I'm not going to make that point because I don't want them to censor Jack's bikini.
Good point, Marcus.
Let's just petition for Miranda's butt. Let's not be like, hey, why is that one still sexy?
I mean, I do think it's a good point. Like, why do they focus on changing that, but not this? Like, Mass Effect Andromeda. There's been sex scenes in these things. It's weird that you're okay with having sex scenes in games, but not a focus of a clothed buttocks on a corner of a screen. Like, who cares? Where was Ironcaster for $2? That moment Mark discovers porn. That's what his face was earlier today. Or just looking at thumbnails of butts.
Nitrum says last week's stream went private, not unlisted. It did go private for a while. Did he eventually make it unlisted, or is it behind the paywall? But we had reasons why. That
was a one-time thing. That was because we showed something on screen that we did not have. Yeah, we do the podcast. We do the podcast together.
We shared Ryan's screen.
Yes, I shared my screen, and no one told me for like 30 seconds that there was a dick on there.
Yeah, there was some extra content.
Ryan typed in the words, "Can I smell your dick?"
And then just immediately showed my image results. Of that. It wasn't it was smell ya dick girl. That's what I did.
What kills me is the person you brought up was overly attached
girlfriend.
If you searched that wouldn't have happened.
No, but I wanted to smell you because that's the funnier one. Like, you get home and your overly attached girlfriend's like, "Let me smell your dick." Because that is the better meme.
Oh man, that was so good.
All right. Jack of all casuals for $2. How about the $100 edition that has no game, for fuck's sake?
I've got probably what might end up being a hot take on that. I actually don't mind that because I'll tell you why though, because you're thinking, oh god, $150 special edition that doesn't come with the game. That's horseshit. However, you got to understand, if it came with the game, it wouldn't be $150. It would be probably $200, maybe even more. And considering that they probably don't know how many of them they're going to sell, making just one SKU and just say buy your own game if you want these extra goodies makes it so they don't have to make it specific to each console and make a certain amount of Xbox 360 ones, a certain amount of PC ones, a certain amount of PlayStation 5, whatever. Also, a lot of people might just want digital copies too. So to just say, hey, if you want all these special edition goodies and a steel case for your disc, if you buy a disc, you can get it all in this package. But if you don't, You can get it on anything. Like, I don't know. I think that's all right. It seems weird,
Yeah.
but I think it should be
weird, but
probably called Mass Effect Legendary Edition Fan Pack instead of
Correct.
Special Edition. But I think that's a semantics point, I think, more than anything else. But like, I mean, for example, like I got the collector's edition of Cyberpunk on Xbox One. I managed to use the Xbox One version for my review, but ultimately I wish I didn't have to. I wanted the statue and all the cool stuff that came with it, like the art books and things, but I didn't really need that extra copy of the game. So if I could have saved $80 on that, I would have taken that option.
You would have just bought like the PC version and the special edition goodie bag. Yeah, that actually does make sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Every once in a while, well, quite often, but Mark has a really good take, so that's a good one. It is weird. The branding on it looks bad, though, for sure.
Yeah. It seems bad, but again, like I think the big thing to understand is that, oh my God, it's $150 and it doesn't even come with the game. It's $150 instead of $220 because it doesn't come with the game. Like, and that's, I think, the important distinction.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to everybody too for tuning in. These numbers for this podcast every Saturday continue to go up. So thank you guys for the support. It means a lot to us that you guys tune in every week and have fun. I'm sure 50% of our audience this week is just hoping Ryan will fuck up again. Maybe it'll happen, so stay tuned. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. That's awesome. Smash the melee button too, please.
I just got to say, your dedication for Woo89 to take a screenshot of me during this stream and then write in purple letters, "I'm gay." It's a very creative profile picture. It does show a lot of dedication there.
I don't see that.
You don't?
No.
So I mean, it's just a W.
We're like wondering what the hell you're talking about. It's just a double. It's just a purple W is all we see.
Hold on.
That's all we see.
Yeah, no. Okay, I see it on the YouTube thing.
Yeah, here it is. It's very. God, now I'm trying to focus. Gary Boomering it. It's not really in focus because it's so. Put it in the Game with Geeks chat. Yeah, you guys like had no idea what I was talking about, and it's like you guys don't see that shit. Me fucking to pull it up. Like Woo's getting a lot of attention. And pull it up so the whole chat can see it. Fucking Facebook.
Oh man, yeah, it does. It moves. Facebook moves slow, man.
It does. It's they're looking at everything, and
I hate Facebook so bad. We use Messenger.
That's what I see when I pull up that thing. Very creative, Woo. Good job.
Oh man, good stuff.
All right. X for €2. I'm terrified they'll take away Renegade options.
Oh, I don't see that happening.
Never know though.
That seems like it would be a lot more work if they're actually gonna, because you got to remember, like, the choices you make in Mass Effect, with the exception of the 3-choice ending at the very end, a lot of those do have kind of a ripple effect on other aspects of the game. And I think if you decided to start removing Renegade options in places, it would change the structure in a way that might give them way more work than they would do than they would need to if they just left it in.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, like you said, it sounds like it's more effort to take it out.
Lord Trinan, we got a bunch of super chats. Thank you guys so much. $5 from Lord Trinan. I'm against it solely because I'm against censorship in any form. Don't try to hide what you did before. Own up to it, or just don't redo it.
Yeah, totally fair.
That's a great point.
I'm also a supporter of you spend your money of how you see fit. Someone comes up to you and tells you how to spend your money. You tell them to suck your dick. If you want to buy the game, by all means, buy the game.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I could say, like, just as a brand, I mean, obviously the individuals in the brand at Geeks and Gamers can have whatever opinions they want, but just as a brand, we support anybody spending their money how they want to spend it. Nobody tells me or anybody how to spend their money. You don't tell, like, spend your money how you want to spend it. Don't apologize for it. And somebody complains about it, tell them to go fuck themselves. That's how I look at it.
Yep.
You work, you make your money, you spend it how you want.
Somebody says, "Accept this game."
Spend your money how you want, accept this game.
Drive-by commenter for $10. Honestly, I think nothing will change at the top. A lot of people may have to bite the bullet, learn Unreal Engine, learn from mainstream entertainment's mistakes, and create what they want to see. Yeah, I think that like one important thing is that we continue to call this stuff out. You know you're doing something right, or that you've hit a nerve, or that you're onto something when YouTubers make these videos criticizing them for this change, and immediately all the NPC media, right? All the shill cuck media, all the game devs start attacking gamers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That you know you're right then. You know that they're trying to do this, they're trying to push this narrative, they're trying to label you a certain way immediately after this pushback. Fuck them. We're gonna keep talking about it because these people are irrelevant. Their words, their insults, it doesn't mean anything. And we're gonna keep pushing back.
Yep.
I'm happy to
100%.
see all the PC players in the chat just being like, guys, modders are gonna fix this anyways. I know.
They're gonna make a butt twice as big.
Yeah. They could just throw in Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village in there and replace Miranda, 9-foot tall, giant-breasted woman.
It's weird that people like that tall girl. Like step on. They're like, oh, step on me, please. You fucking weirdos.
I want Aqua from Kingdom Hearts to step on me, not the. Anyway, that's another subject.
Mephisto Xarxes for £5. Does it matter if they, quote, make changes to this? They will do it to everything. And you all sit back and let them get away with it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say we let it happen.
I'll get right to the studio down after the stream and fix it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who you mean or what you're talking about, but you know we're talking about it and criticizing it and drawing attention to it right now. So
the last BioWare game I bought was Mass Effect Andromeda, and I haven't given them a cent since because I hated that game, and I don't know. So I at least when it comes to game developers doing things that I don't like, I definitely try to vote with my wallet and just not do anything unless it looks like they're doing things better or differently.
Yeah. There you go. Fluffy Panda for $2. Bunch of jelly bishes wish they had that bootay. Yeah, I think so. I think so as well. I like
it's a nice
it is. Again, it's this constant battle of hypocrisy with these weirdos. Like if that woman looked like Abby, they would be celebrating it.
Yes,
they would be celebrating it. If she was 300 pounds, they would be celebrating it. Yep. But since it's an idealized, quote unquote, objectification of an ideal woman, they're obsessed with it because they don't think you should be looking at that. They want to change the narrative. A Pigeon for $5. Bosoms or be gone. Woke is trash. Thank you, A Pigeon. Yeah, I agree. Christina Nardone for $5. With Nintendo finally upgrading their ancient online services to a new one for the Switch, how significant will the changes be? I commented in the stream when you guys couldn't play Mario Kart that Nintendo was like updating their entire online infrastructure that was like 20 years old, and you guys thought I was fucking with you. I was being serious.
No, I'd heard about it. Look, anything that's a step forward will be a significant change because their online is dog shit. Now, I don't know how in depth this is going to be. I haven't read up on it too much, but they have to fix this shit, man. I mean, it's bad. I mean, the Nintendo Switch is breaking records like crazy right now. They just had their best quarter ever for console sales. The software sales are through the roof. Like the Switch is just breaking records like you wouldn't believe. They have to fix this shit. It is bad and it's embarrassing. And I don't know how far they're going to take this, but they need a complete overhaul of their online infrastructure, and I don't know what it's going to take. I mean, have you heard any details on it, Mark?
Partnering with Microsoft and just putting all Nintendo games on Xbox Live.
Oh, fuck that. No, that would be the death of Nintendo if they did that shit.
Why? Because you can play Smash Brothers without horrible lag? Yeah, what a crime.
Why would they partner with Microsoft when they're literally having the best year they've ever had in the history of their company?
Partner with Microsoft for online play so that their games actually work.
Online lag.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I don't want Nintendo anywhere near any company.
Roll back 30 seconds, Jeremy's. I don't know what they're going to do, but they got to do something. Well, they can partner with this company that has great online infrastructure.
No,
fuck that.
No. Yeah. Okay. Why would they partner with a company? Why would they partner with a company that has literally been to the top of the mountain and is now at the bottom of the mountain because they don't know how to fucking run their business model?
Because the one thing that they do know how to do very well is an online infrastructure.
Yeah.
I don't want Nintendo anywhere near Microsoft. Fuck Microsoft. Fuck fuck Microsoft
All
to
right.
hell and back. I hate that company, and I don't want Nintendo anywhere near them.
Jeremy, you got a Windows
Haven't you been
update.
talking about how much you've been enjoying Halo lately?
Huh? Well, yeah, and that's totally fine, but that still doesn't mean that I can't hate Microsoft as a company, and I don't want Nintendo, who has a long history of their business model working. I don't want them anywhere near.
Play.
Well, again, but Nintendo, can I, like, you say I don't criticize Nintendo, then when I criticize them, then you act like that's the only thing I've ever said about them.
Like I'm saying that
when it works to your argument, Jeremy never criticizes Nintendo.
I'm saying if you offer a solution and then say here's the solution, no, that's absolutely not what they should do. Nintendo should stay to themselves.
Do you think Nintendo doesn't have the ability and the money to fix this themselves? Like, do you think they don't have it?
They probably have the money. I don't think they have the ability.
Of course they have the ability. Hire fucking people if you have money.
I don't think it necessarily works that way.
You think they can't just literally having the best year they've ever had in the history of their company, and you tell me they don't have the money to hire qualified people to build an online infrastructure that they control? Of course they do. Fuck Microsoft.
Yeah, we'll see. But I mean, they've been working on it since the original Wii, and they still haven't really been able to deliver a single game with a solid online experience. So, like. I'm not making that up. Like,
well, no, but that's because they're dinosaurs. It's because they don't. It's because they are so slow to get with the times. But it's not a lack of ability. It's a lack of initiative that they just don't seem to understand the times as good as they should from that perspective. But if they would get with the times, they have the money, they have the talent, they have the infrastructure, and they have the resources that they can find the right people. It's just a matter of their mentality being in the right place. That's it.
Yeah, I do think that they could do it themselves if they focused on it, like, actually. But I mean, Mark's not wrong. Microsoft does have a great infrastructure. That's not going to happen because of the implication of it not being, like, trying to do some partnership so they can get their shit on PCs, on Microsoft. Like, that's not going to happen. But Microsoft did make a fucking shit ton of money last year. A shit ton of money. Quarter one of fiscal year 2021, they made $45 billion. $20 billion in profits. Yeah.
Absolutely. Highlight Krista Joe's comment, please. It's a few comments up. We actually do have a Nintendo level gifting option on the website where it's fucking complicated as hell, but that's just a lack of us having the infrastructure. But I would have to, and I need to talk to my developers again. Maybe we need to just make a quick kind of layout. But the problem is to gift a subscription on the website, you actually need that person's email address, which is kind of complicated because people just don't want to make their email addresses widely available. You know, it's like on Twitch, it's easy. Click a button, there's the user, let me gift them the sub. Whereas on the website, the only way that it's available now is you have to have their email address, and that's complicated. So let me talk to my developers a little more, but when the app comes out, that's where we're going to have a lot more accessibility to make that situation more user-friendly. But we are working on that, but we're just nowhere near where we need to be.
Yep. Josh Leak for $5. Have you all heard that bronies are rising up against My Little Pony for making a new show based on activism instead of story? It seems nothing is safe.
Holy shit, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I saw Clownfish.
Reddit after this.
I saw Clownfish TV made a video about it. Honestly, if bronies are upset with something, I don't want to be on their side.
The concept of bronies rising up, though, is inherently hilarious.
They got up off their parents' couch. Yeah.
And they're going after, like, the show that, like, created their whole sexual
subculture. I'm not saying
well.
they don't have a reason to be mad. I don't really understand the culture. I just, like, I get a picture in my head of a brony, and just thinking about that guy, like, really pissed off is hilarious to me. Like, I'm not laughing at him. I just think it's a funny image.
This is.
I'm with Ryan. The concept of them standing up is pretty fucking funny to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Boogie stood up, like, every month or two, just to show that he could. Yeah,
one for me and one for my hooker.
Yeah, this is. Look at Jerry. Is it a comment?
It's a comment. Sam Spade's comment.
Oh, fuck you. All right, let me pull that bitch's comment up.
I can't see it.
As someone who supports them gays, I just want to say it's amazing G&G has an LGBT member like Ryan on their channel. Hey, X-Ray Girl, shut the fuck up. I hear you laughing over there. Fucking anime shit.
Hey.
All right. But thank you, Sam Spade.
Girl still.
I'm gonna have to mute. Like she's still.
I
thought I should have known. Sam's always trolling.
He's
but
always
like,
trolling me.
I thought he was saying, like, I thought it was someone that's coming and going. I'm so happy that G&G has, LGBT members like Siobhan and some other. No, he was saying Ryan. I was like, that's so good. I love it.
Yeah, but fuck bronies. Emperor Billy Ritchie for $2. Guy, what if Mass Effect was given to CDPR to make?
Oh, and the whole thing would be a lie. There is no Legendary Edition.
Still think it would be better than BioWare, honestly.
It
would take a lot of time for them to do it well, but BioWare, modern BioWare is not good. Everybody.
No, I think if that happened, you'd probably get about 60% of the games you were promised, and it would just stop. It will finish the rest later. That would be my expectation.
Miranda would still have her butt, but she'd be in the T-pose the whole time.
Again, guys, like both Andromeda and Anthem aren't what they didn't launch as what you would call finished products. So let's be fair.
Well, and Anthem, like EA didn't even talk about Anthem in their their fucking investment wrap up and their future thing. Like they didn't mention it at all. So yeah, Anthem 2.0 may not be happening.
Yeah, I mean, probably now that they're kind of going hard on Mass Effect, and they even did the thing where they did CGI trailers to announce a new Mass Effect and new Dragon Age. You got to wonder how big the team that's working on the revamped Anthem actually is, but I don't know.
Yeah. Balls D McGee for $3. Where's the Geeks and Gamers anime channel?
Every week on Mark's channel, we review the new episode of Attack on Titan.
Yeah. I mean, we
only cover one show, but it's I think it's a solid show. It's me, Lethal Lightning, and X-Ray Girl.
Yeah, we are getting a lot of people at Geeks and Gamers are getting into anime. I mean, obviously, Krista Nova has her Dragon Ball Chick channel, and Lethal talking about Attack on Titan constantly. And Krista actually convinced me to watch it. I've watched the first 4 episodes of Attack on Titan. Dude, I fucking love it, man. I think it's fantastic. So
make it to the end within the next 7 weeks, and you can be on our channel for the finale.
There's your incentive, Jeremy.
Done. I'm looking forward to it, to getting further into it. It's great.
That's right.
And you just wait. If they actually fucking drop the last Evangelion movie, holy shit. That's all my channel's going to be about for 5 years.
Wait, hold on. End of Evangelion. They're following.
No. The last of the redos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the remakes. I heard that they weren't that great, but
I'll
I don't know what the
later.
fuck you guys are talking about.
Evangelion,
they're not remakes. I mean,
it's one of the best kaiju versus big robot animes.
I don't know how Ryan gets so frustrated.
Black John for $5. Do you think we'll still be able to punch the reporter in Mass Effect Legendary Edition?
Oh
no, maybe not.
Yeah,
that they might actually change, or they'll just make it a guy.
Yeah,
that was awesome. You could just deck the bitch, get out of my face.
Yeah, so not
when
only
it was female
journalists...
Shepard, it didn't seem that weird, but as male Shepard, it was just like, wow, he just clocked her, didn't he?
Yeah, punching a woman and punching a journalist. That even that is something that these people might do because they try to they are a team. These fucking developers and the media are a team. They fucking jerk each other off. Yep. That's why people despise games journalists because they're the ones that are supposed to be there telling us what we should be hearing, not what the studio wants us to hear.
I think.
Can you imagine who was that? Who was that channel? God damn it! I'm drawing a blank. I've spoken with them. They did the Red Dead Redemption 2 beating up the feminists.
Oh
no, the channel.
Yeah, that did it, but the one that fed the feminists to the alligator.
Yeah.
Suffragette.
They're a fan of the channel too. They subscribe to Geeks and Gamers. He's got over 1 million subs. I can't remember the channel name.
Fuck, he's awesome. What's his name?
Yeah, I know somebody's going to remember this in the chat.
I always thought it was really funny that people were covering that as if it's a thing.
Shirako, is that how you say it? Shirako, yeah. Great channel. And I could see moments like that, like people recording that and showing if they turn it into a journalist that you can punch, or I mean, like a male feminist looking one, because that's probably what they'll do. I don't know. I mean, again, I haven't played it.
The punching the reporter thing was like, it was a scripted event. It was like a dialogue choice essentially that you could make, or it was a renegade interruption. I think that you could decide to just punch the reporter in the middle of the interview. The Red Dead Redemption thing was more just that person using the gameplay systems, like the sandbox, in a way that's like, oh, you can kind of knock anyone out and then tie them up, and then you can bring the people you tie up anywhere. And then you could feed people to alligators. All right, so I'm going to take that suffragette, knock her out, hog tie her, bring her over to the bayou, and feed her to an alligator.
Awesome.
So good.
Like, awesome. What was the best about that is people, like, the media was covering it as if that was a thing that you just do in Red Dead Redemption 2, and not just that guy
attacking Rockstar.
And then his channel got, I think, taken down. I think his channel
Something
got taken
happened,
down, and then YouTube Gaming got involved, and they reinstated his channel because there was, of course, it was an outrage on Twitter.
Yeah, and then of course, what did he do next? I tied up this feminist and put her in front of a train. They got a million different ways to kill this female voter, female suffragist or whatever.
Kill a female voter.
But, the idea though of going after Rockstar for that's like, it's like suing a hammer company because it was used as a murder weapon. It's like, well, I mean, it's a tool, right? Like,
that's what they do though. That's what these weirdo activists do. They blame everybody for everything. It's like when they find us comment or something on a video, and they're like, look at this channel supports this. There's like 5,000 comments on a fucking video. They find one comment that's like somebody saying some horrible shit. They're like, look at the toxic nature this channel supports.
Yeah, I did a video about Zack Snyder today, right? With defending like the toxic fandom or whatever. Same shit, right? There is in every pocket of people that collect, whether it's a fandom, whether it's like a group of like a little society, whether it's whatever, there are going to be a fringe minority of fucking weirdos who, whether it's because they're anonymous, whether it's because they're fucked up in the head, they take it too far and say something that everybody's like, that's disgusting, or like whatever, that nobody condones. And then the media tries to paint them as what this entire fan base is about. You see it with these fucking bitches all the time. Whether it's people that people like Collider Frosty, or whether it's people in the games journalism industry. Fuck them all. Darius Harvey for $10. Wow, I was so excited for this remaster, but now I'll just wait. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way, Darius. Lethal being one of them.
Yeah, see, like, again, 2 days ago, I was like, yeah, I'm getting this day fucking one. Now, definitely not getting it day one. I might not get it at all, and we'll see.
Excel Arts for $5 retracts that message, but then sends another for $5. BioWare has a Legendary Edition package for pre-order on their site, but it won't come with the game. We did talk about that a little bit with Mark, and Mark actually, made a little bit of sense. When he brought that up.
I think the first game that actually did that was Wolfenstein: The New Order. I believe that they sold like the special. The problem is they call it a collector's edition or like
exactly. That's
They really just got to be like fan pack or something like that.
That's what it should be. Yeah, agreed. And yeah, it is really dumb for them to brand it that way. Low Reddit silver member for $10. Mark making me hungry for some Tim Hortons. I should clarify that it's not because it's a place that serves fresh prosthetic legs. It's because it's Canadian, for anyone confused.
It's our coffee shop, our ubiquitous, there's 2 in every town coffee shop in Canada.
Do you have Starbucks too?
Yeah. But
Okay.
it's much more common to find. We have an extra girl at Starbucks right now, actually. We went out looking for houses earlier. But the Tim Hortons, though, you'll see much more frequently than Starbucks. Starbucks will often be in larger cities.
I have never in my life seen a Starbucks. I'm not entirely sure what a Starbucks is. All I know is Kenzie Taylor said she'll buy me my first Starbucks.
Starbucks is the Call of Duty campaign of coffee. It's
yeah, that's true.
Go
All right, we're getting to all the super chats, guys, but this one just came in, so we'll go back to the others. Nerdrotic Live for
nice.
$25. Really proud of our representation last night. Baby boy Rai Rai, couldn't be more proud of you. I love my gay son. Fucking X-ray girl.
X-ray girl is just like totally tickled by the concept of Ryan being gay.
Yeah, she thinks it's funny.
It is funny. It's funny because it's true.
And I was born this way. I can't help it. It's not fucking funny. But thank you. At least Gary is supporting me. One of my dads gave me a job. The other one sends him child support. So there we go. Thank you, Nerdrotic Live. Subscribe to Nerdrotic Live. Subscribe to Nerdrotic Daily. And subscribe to Nerdrotic. Barry Jane's doing awesome stuff over there at Nerdrotic Daily as well.
I actually thought of Gary yesterday because I fired up my Xbox 360 for a thing that I'll probably explain at the end of the episode. And my Xbox 360 avatar is wearing a Venture Brothers speed suit. And I was like, oh man, I haven't seen this avatar in like years. And I was like, oh, poor Venture Brothers. Venture Brothers is the greatest show that's ever been canceled.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Gary's killing it, and Friday Night Tights is something that everybody looks forward to every week. It's become the must-watch show. Perry Chan's done a fantastic job, and I'm just loving everything we got going on. By the way, so Ripa and Theory will be on our Mario Kart stream this Sunday. So it's going to be another crazy Mario Kart stream.
That was fucking nuts,
dude. It was.
Also won twice, so fuck everybody. I'm like getting good at that game because Jim has forced me to play it so much.
And yeah, things are just crazy, man. Things are killing it across the board for all of our channels, so it's good stuff.
Lit.
That's right. Gamepad 31 for $5. Sup. So I go to get a cup of coffee and BioWare be clowning on themselves. Basically Gamepad. Thank you. Dark Side Droids for $5 says Omar coming. ... What does that mean?
All I can think of is fucking The Wire. Omar's coming.
I have not seen The Wire. I have heard The Wire is one of the best shows ever.
It's like
it is really solid.
It's pretty fucking good.
Season 2 is a little slow. You might have to kind of push through season 2, but 3 and 4 make up for it.
I have seen I think I've seen season 1, and it's pretty good. But I mean, what is it, like 5 seasons, 6 seasons, something like that? The Wire?
It's a bit shorter than Oz, and Oz came before it. It's my favorite show of all time, actually. Oz.
Really? It's interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this. The prison one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mikey Gussler for $5. Have you seen the recent rumor that Rockstar plans to release a remaster/remake of San Andreas? Think it's true or false, and why?
Probably false.
I would think that's false, but that would be fucking cool if they did. That would be huge.
I guess they could probably do it by just modding the story and missions into GTA 5, but I don't know. I don't think Rockstar seems to have any interest in putting any kind of single player content into GTA 5. So, and I can't imagine they're remaking it totally from the ground up because they just made a San Andreas game. Like GTA 5 is in San Andreas. So,
I think if anything, they're putting more effort into. Obviously, they're online, but if they're going to do a new GTA, it'll just be GTA 6, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think Rockstar would put their resources into doing a remake like that. Red Dead, maybe, because I mean the entire or most of the Red Dead Redemption map is in Red Dead 2, and that is a game that at least has not ever gotten a PC release or anything. And I think you can't play it on PS4 either. You can only play it on Xbox One right now. So, or I guess Series X, but I don't know.
So when did GTA 5 come out?
2013.
So I mean, you would have to think that they're putting any of their focus into the next one and not like remasters.
Well, you would think,
maybe,
but
I think they might be putting all their focus on GTA Online because
the reason I say that is because GTA Online had its best year ever in 2020 with more players than any other year since it released in 2013.
Fucking, you know what's funny? Like before you go on, Ryan, sorry, it's like how often do we see games just come and die like within a year or so? And this game's like fucking 9 years old, and I'm going, we're just getting bigger.
Well, and I think that just says something bigger to the gaming industry, dude. Like all of these major brands are having their best years ever. GTA, which is the one of the top brands, period, and just had its best year ever. We're going to discuss Call of Duty. Call of Duty had its best year ever. Think about that. And again, I've already talked about how Nintendo's had its best year ever. I'm pretty sure Sony has been up like. Gaming is to the next level. Obviously, the lockdowns have played a significant role in all of this. But at the end of the day, these major brands are just blowing up.
Well, what about Battlefront 2? Like, as much as I rip on that game, and rightfully fucking so, like they had more players this year when the game went free on Epic Store than they've ever had. That's crazy for a game that launched and literally got laws changed in other countries is bigger than it's ever been. I bet EA hates themselves for pulling the plug on that.
Tells you how many people like free shit. Download Battlefront, probably not play it forever, but it's free.
I'm personally a big fan of Battlefront 2019 or 2017, whatever you want to call it. I liked Battlefront, but I don't feel that there's momentum for that game at all moving forward in terms of like.
Well, that's because it's dead.
No, absolutely, but I'm just saying like. It just doesn't feel like it resonated big. I know it had a huge player base, but the negativity that surrounded that game, I don't think it ever overcame it. Even with
never.
Numbers, even with the free to play, it never overcame the negativity that surrounded the launch. Never overcame it.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was always weighing it down.
Mm-hmm.
Ironcaster 2. So is Ryan getting ready to play through Mario 3D World? No.
Yeah, that's going to come out in
next week.
6 days. 6 days. I think I'm gonna have to. I think me, Ryan, Krista, and somebody else will have to play 4-player all the way through. I think that'll be fun. You imagine Ryan raging at that shit?
I've actually watched a shit ton of playthroughs of that. Because I'm not watching, but they get watched in my house because Nintendo's for children. So so I've seen a lot of playthroughs. So I might know more about it than you think.
I'm looking for it. But 3D World was great on the Wii U. I personally think that I don't think it aged like I was blown away by the game the first time I played it, but as further I moved away from it, I feel like Odyssey and Galaxy are far better than 3D World. But I'm looking forward to playing 3D World with the added stuff that comes with it. So we'll see.
I really like 3D Land, so I think I'm going to pick that one up. But I wasn't a huge fan of Odyssey, so who knows? I might just be not a big fan of 3D Mario, but I don't know.
I wasn't a big fan of Odyssey either. Wicked Steel, Jack Solier for $5. It's actually 4 endings: destroy, control, synthesis, and just flat out surrender.
I didn't realize there was a surrender. Do you mean just die in the game? I'm not sure. I know that of the 3 choices you can pick, there's the red, blue, and green choice. I picked the green one, the synthesis ending. I think that's probably the best one, and that's the one that you have to actually get your galactic readiness rating up, or I think that's what it's called. The easiest way that you would do that before, or the most common way to do that, was actually by playing the multiplayer. So I'm not sure how they're gonna make it so that unless they just have it so that the third ending is, or the synthesis ending, if there's 4, the synthesis ending is just available and you don't have to do anything with the galactic readiness. So I don't know.
Yep. Wicked Steel for $5. I love the stream last week. LMAO and the girl pics of y'all were hilarious. And Lethal, did you get some post-nut clarity after the full Aussie stream?
My whole life is a stage before post-nut clarity.
Well, thank you, Wicked Steel. Glad you liked the girl pics. We also showed Smell Your Dick girl pics.
Hold on, this dude's going on about fucking dudes looking like girls, saying that was good, but I'm the one that needs post-nut clarity.
Yes.
Yeah, fair, cool.
I personally have lost a lot of respect for Lethal since those images were revealed, because he does look like the CEO of Robinhood, and it bothers me a lot.
First thing I thought of. I saw him on all these thumbnails that day.
Yeah.
Space Monkey for $5. This is not the first game to get a remaster where they'll make it politically correct. This is a disturbing trend, 100%. And it's not just about a shot of a clothed butt. It's about more than that.
Yep.
Mr. X is that Chilean pesos, CLP 2,500. There's plenty of content in Mass Effect 2 that could have been restored, but they take stuff out instead. Not worth the full price. High season mods for me. Well, there you go. There's someone who's not excited for that remaster. The John Beck for $5. They need to do something good on their own, not hand over a function to someone else. Microsoft could parlor their online.
Parlay.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, they could.
Is that talking about Nintendo and Microsoft? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, I understand. I understand Mark's point 100%. I fundamentally disagree as all. I just don't want Nintendo losing any control of any of their aspects of their infrastructure at all. But Mark has valid points, and it would.
I just don't think they have proven themselves able to effectively control their online play. Online play specifically. I should clarify. I'm not saying that they should just destroy the Switch and put all their games on Xbox. I kind of think they should put some of their older games on other platforms, but specifically I'm talking about them using the Xbox Live infrastructure and maybe even the service with the same subscription, which is how I think it would work out well for Microsoft, because then they'd be like, oh, well, if you have Xbox Live Game Pass or whatever, there's some Game Pass games that we're throwing on Switch, like Ori and Cuphead, the Xbox games that are already on Switch, and then have it be that you can play Mario Kart and Smash Brothers and all those games just on the Xbox Live network.
Yeah. Zim the Despot for $5. Me watching the whole Mass Effect censorship controversy. Oh no. Anyway. Yeah, and I get some people do feel that way. Bweezy Bird for $5. I'm surprised Jeremy hasn't gloated that Animal Crossing is the first exclusive to sell 30 million in one fiscal year.
It's insane, man. I mean, Animal Crossing is just, it's insane how much that game has sold and continued to sell. It just moves the needle like nothing we've seen from an exclusive. It would be, I mean, the game's fine for what it is for me. It's not really my cup of tea per se. I fish. That's all I do is fish in the fucking game. And I play every now and then, like when the girls do their girl stream and they fire the game up. But it's not something I play consistently. But I do enjoy it for what it is. But I kind of have the same feeling about Animal Crossing as I do Minecraft, where it's just I don't understand the appeal, the mass appeal that it has. But I'm happy that it's helping Nintendo for sure.
Yeah, it just is more of an indicator to me that the planet's ready to die. Just everyone. Like we shouldn't have tried to stop a plague. We should just let it happen. There you go.
Sounds to me like it's fucking the cheapest babysitter on the market.
Yeah. Russian Bob for $2. Redo of Healer for the win.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. Jet Li for Life. $3 says Sony is having its best year ever so far. Yeah, Sony's having a monster year. Microsoft's having a monster year. It's a good year to be in the gaming industry. Not a great year to be in the business of making movies, but gaming's fucking where it's at right now. The John Beck for $2. CDPR would release Mass Effect with 1 butt cheek, 5 patches to fix. Thank you, the John Beck. Beer Me Too, Brett, for $5 says kick Mark. You get so offended by that.
I was like, what I do?
I get super chats, call me gay and shit. Mark gets one super chat says kick Mark. He acts like he got up on his high Canadian mounted horse up there. He's like, what the hell? Roger Haynes for Canadian.
They do that because you always respond, Mark. You're always in the comments, like trying to talk sense to people. No.
Roger Haynes for Canadian $5. Hey guys, any games you consider to be guilty pleasures? Probably like
every single Call of Duty.
Sports games for me. Like I really like MLB The Show and the NBA 2K games. So that would be like a guilt. What I consider to be a guilty pleasure, I suppose.
I'm trying to think of the name of it right now. It's a Disney interactive racing game that came out on the 360. It's like an arcade racer. It's just like God damn it! I've got it sitting right behind me. It's kind of like Burnout Paradise, but it's fucking great, man. Let me look it up because I think people like if you like arcade style racers, People like this game is so fucking good. It's on the 360. Let me see if it's Split Second. There it is. Yes. Master John said Split Second.
When you said Disney, that totally threw me off.
Yeah.
It was just published by Disney.
Yeah, Split Second is fucking amazing. And it's not something that a lot of people are aware of. It's just a pure arcade racer, and it is insanely good. It's a lot of fun. So if you haven't played it, I would recommend Split Second for sure.
I don't know if you can call that a guilty pleasure, though. Like, I mean, is it one that you're like embarrassed to admit that you're
not? It's not so much embarrassed, but I mean, just like Ryan's not embarrassed that he fucking likes to play the show, you know. But I guess it's just something I don't talk about much, but I do play it. Like, and it's one of these games I play, but I just don't discuss it that much because it's just such a game that no one really talks about. It's not on the radar. Because true guilty pleasure, I'm not ashamed of any game. I fucking admit I play Animal Crossing. I don't give a fuck what people think. And so, but with
Jeremy's, I don't really play very often. I only
but I mean, I don't. Well, I do. I fish. That's all I do is fish, and it is a lot of fun. And they have added to where now you can dive and catch fish, so it's cool. That's a next step.
Can you like I don't know? Can you go to Tom Nook and buy like cement and put them around someone's feet and like just kill them in the game while they're diving for fish? I'd be down if that could happen.
I don't think the Animal Crossing sandbox is that advanced. But,
Tom Nook is a fucking criminal, though. Fuck that guy.
Remember that? Remember that search result that I showed you that one time, Mark, about Tom Nook?
Yes. don't bring that up.
Yeah. What is this? Solition for $10. Any of Geeks and Gamers cover Final Fantasy 14 or play it? I'm very excited for the reveal of Endwalker's expansion. I have heard a lot of stuff about Final Fantasy 14 over the past couple of days after that happened. I don't play it. Lethal and Mark of Final Fantasy.
I don't play 14. I'm really looking forward to 16 though, but I don't play 14.
Yeah, I haven't played either of the MMO Final Fantasies 11 or 14 or the massively multiplayer World of Warcraft style games. I think Az plays 14. I always see him posting about it, or at least did. I haven't seen him do it in a while.
There you go.
14's got to be like the biggest comeback in gaming history, man.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, they flat out pulled the game down and like kind of remade it. They did what Anthem purportedly was doing with Anthem, which is taking kind of like disbanding the teams working on it, getting them to redo something entirely, and then basically relaunching it a second time. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Colin in the chat, we should jump on Sea of Thieves. How is Sea of Thieves? Has anybody really played it?
I played it when it first launched, and I thought it was terrible, but I heard it's improved a lot.
I thought it looked terrible when I first saw it. I had a roommate who played it when it first came out. It seems like it's something that could be fun to play with like a group of people, but like it's kind of one of those things that like it's because of the people involved, not necessarily because of the game.
Yeah.
Like that you could have fun in it. That's kind of the way it felt. Kind of like. It's not nearly the same, but Fall Guys, right? How like Fall Guys is not fun to fucking play, but because you're with people and you're having fun doing this shit, it does seem like it could be fun.
I bought Sea of Thieves when it first came out too, and I was very turned off by it. I just did not like it because it was hyped up to be this like really fun multiplayer experience, but I found it to be kind of really.
What I found is I was sailing around in a single person boat, like not like a big pirate ship with a whole crew or anything like that, landing on islands with a poorly controlling musket. Like I think I was playing on Xbox One as well, so I was like playing with a controller, and it was just bad combat. And I wandered around, found a treasure chest, went back to my boat, and I was like, "Is this the whole game?" But I hear it has changed dramatically, so I wouldn't take anything I'm saying about the game as either an endorsement or a discouragement from playing the game, because I don't know anything about what it's currently like.
More like running into other players, the biggest shit, like because you can attack each other's boats and try to take their shit and sink them and everything. So, yeah, it's interesting. Zim the Despot for $5. If you're getting into anime, I highly recommend Cowboy Bebop and Black Lagoon.
I love fucking Black Lagoon, man. Revy is my girl. Like the only Christmas present I got last year was from my nerdy home, Steph, and it was a Revy print that I have up on my wall.
Well, that's good, but it also is very pathetic. That's the only thing you got.
Cowboy Bebop is also good though. Let's not let that one slide.
Yeah,
both,
Cowboy Bebop's dope.
and both have the distinct advantage of having English dubs that sound good. Thank you, Zim.
Yes.
There you go.
Revy is queen.
Anime people
there are
out
some
there.
good English dubs. Like Full Metal Alchemist, I think has a really solid English dub. Like I don't even think you would ever need to watch Full Metal Alchemist or Brotherhood in English. And
That's
what's
because
his name?
Vic is a beast of a voice actor.
Yeah, I was about to say what's okay. Yeah, Vic. Yeah, don't kick Vic.
Vic
Say
Mignogna. Nihilist graphics for $5, but the real issue, they censor drunk tally, and I say we bury their offices in straws.
Wait, is that a thing? Are they actually doing that?
I think that's just
no.
someone just saying that if they do that.
Honestly, like I think their best bet would have been just not talking about anything they're changing. Just release the game, and then if people notice the changes.
Yeah, but that's not what these people are about. These people are about making a statement. They are making the change in order to make a statement, and they have to tell everyone how they're making the statement against the toxic men out there. Like one doesn't go without the other. They don't just make these changes for the goodness of their heart. They do it to make a statement.
Yeah, and that's kind of what says to me that it's not actually about altering the content to make it more like an original vision or anything like that. It is just about like the Twitter points. And,
yeah,
that's exactly what it's about.
Lego.
Did you know that if you go onto the Geeks and Gamers website and look at my profile, my banner is Revy from Black Lagoon?
I did not. Go to geeksandgamers.com though. Sign up for a free account. So,
that's right.
The Lego Sith Empire for $2. Big fan of Ryan and Geeks and Gamers. Well, thank you, Lego Sith Empire. That's what I'm talking about. Needed
your alt account. Your fucking alt account.
If it was, it would not have Lego in there. Ayub Chowd Hurry for £5. Tell Jeremy he dropped this, and it's a crown emoji. Big fan from the UK.
Hell yeah!
Disgusting.
People call me gay.
That's awesome right there. Thank you
for that. Tell Jeremy he dropped this crown. There it is. So.
You can watch me regain my crown on Sunday Night Mario Kart over on Twitch.
You did drop that shit.
Bitch. I'm gonna fuck Ryan up on Sunday in Mario Kart. Fuck that. He cheated. He put some hacks in there. I think he got with Mark because Mark hadn't been playing Mario Kart, but suddenly Ryan's good, and I think Mark hacked the Nintendo
behind the scenes.
Yeah, the weak online infrastructure of Nintendo, which is why I called Nintendo and I said, dude, like something's wrong. Ryan's winning, and that's when they shut shit down. They're like, no,
that's
fuck
true.
That.
As soon as I started winning, they changed their entire online infrastructure.
Yeah, they're like, fuck that. We're shutting shit down. We're fixing this because Mark the Cyborg has infiltrated
I broke through their security by opening up the Switch BIOS and just typing in run/cheats.exe. Enter.
Jim Bob for $5. Put pudgy roundhead Ryan Johnson's face as the reporter. You get to punch his man baby face across a full trilogy, reminding him he won't get this. Yes, the trilogy, it's still coming apparently. Thank you. Char King Gaming for $10. We do have some more to catch up on, but we're gonna actually cover another topic a minute or an hour and 20 minutes in here. Shark King Gaming for $10. What are your thoughts, on the Stadia situation? I just jumped back into gaming since 2008, and I'm concerned I might lose my Breakpoint, Wildlands, and Division 2 purchases if the worst hits. So for you guys that didn't hear this news, Google Stadia has closed all of their development stuff. All of what they were going to do to make games for Google Stadia has been closed, which indicates to everyone that Google Stadia is a failure, that likely Google will not keep it going for much longer, despite what they try to say. Oh, no, Google Stadia is still here, guys. Don't worry. But when you close down all these exclusive development offices and things like this to make content for Stadia, it really makes people question that. Mark, have you actually played Stadia?
Yes, I have. My experience was not good, so I would definitely not recommend a Stadia. And my internet is at least pretty decent. It might not be what it is in some parts of the States, but it's fast enough that I'm well above their recommended download and upload speeds for what is the ideal Stadia 4K experience, even though I wasn't trying to play in 4K. And it does not work well, so I don't think I actually think that it might be a good thing that they're closing down the exclusive game studios, because I don't think it would have ever been a good idea to make a game that was exclusively on Stadia. I think that similar to what not xCloud, what are they calling it? It's streaming with Xbox Game Pass or something like that. It's xCloud. xCloud's so much. I don't know why they changed that name. Microsoft's streaming service and GeForce Now, which is Nvidia's, they just have it so that the games that you own and can play on local devices like your Xbox or your PC, you can access through your phone or a streaming device of some kind and play them remotely. I think that's a solid idea. I think the tech still has a while to get to where it needs to be, but it's not a bad idea to have like a supplemental streaming solution to play games portably. But Stadia trying to act like, oh yeah, no, you can just have a AAA like high-end gaming PC experience on any device in your house flawlessly, and there's no latency. Like, it was a promise they were never going to be able to keep. Who knows if they're going to actually keep the game going. And as far as your purchases, I'd say your best bet would be hoping that Ubisoft says, okay, if you bought Breakpoint and Wildlands and Division 2, you can have them on Uplay or your platform of choice, because you already paid us for it. But who knows? I don't know if Ubisoft will be that generous.
With them closing down like their first party studios, to me it just sounds like there's absolutely zero reason to get this. Game Pass just sounds a gajillion times better in every regard.
Yep, and that was my thought. That was my thought on it too. I mean, if you don't have anything specific to offer, then you're offering literally nothing.
Yeah,
I don't see how there's any expectation to have any relevance whatsoever. I mean, a few incredible first-party games can change a lot, but without that, you have nothing.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're trying to do now. So Google promises Stadia isn't dead despite closing own game development studios. They say they're going to focus everything on enticing third-party developers to launching games on Google Stadia, so to convince people to launch the games on Stadia as well. It just... We've said it about Stadia from the beginning. It seemed like a doomed project from the beginning. The idea of this cloud gaming where you pay the subscription service, you don't physically own anything, you require a ridiculously good internet connection to to play the game because you're effectively streaming to play it. It is. I just can't see why you would buy something on Stadia when you have the option to get it everywhere else. And I do think you might have to be worried about those purchases that you made on Stadia when they do eventually close, because I think they're just going to go into thin air.
I've never met someone personally that owns a Google Stadia. Like, yeah, Australia's internet garbage, but how many? Is there numbers on how many of these things have actually sold?
I got this one for free. Does that count?
Let me see the controller. It's just a standard controller, right?
Basically like an Xbox controller or a Switch Pro controller. Mm-hmm. It has orange on it. That's how you tell.
I don't like the thumbsticks being at the bottom. I mean, even though that's how PlayStation's is, I always preferred like the offset, like the Switch. But the Stadia, I mean, it's just there's literally no fucking reason to own this system at all, unless it's for free, like Mark got it. There's no fucking reason at all.
Yeah, Cyberpunk is the only reason to buy a Google Stadia.
Somehow it's the second best version of Cyberpunk is on Stadia.
Yeah, so that's your one reason basically. So about 1 million. That's around what they said their users were. They reached 1 million users in 2020. I don't know how many people are actually playing it. I just can't imagine many. Like, I've never met someone in real life that played it. I think Az has one, I guess. I think Az has a Google Stadia that he never uses because his internet's shit. But like any internet that isn't incredible is going to be shit for Google Stadia. Mm-hmm. And it just, like, I know they say that, hey, we're still going to plan on putting stuff into that. I just don't think the end is too far around the corner now for Google Stadia.
Yeah, count down the days.
Basically.
I've had no interest in this. At all, the Stadia. I've had no interest. It just felt like a failure before it even became a reality.
Yeah, it was just a terrible idea from the start. Mm-hmm. I mean, when did the Stadia launch? 2019? October, November
That sounds
2019.
about right. Yeah, 2 years ago, I'd say so.
Yep. So they went. It went less than 2 years doing first-party games. That's rough.
I'm not even sure if they've released a single first party game. I think they had, it was like Orcs Must Die 4 or 3 or something like that. There was a sequel to some fantasy game, and I think that was the only thing that they had in development. I'm not even sure if that ended up coming out. I mean, that's just how in the news Stadia games are. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's like
Reddit silver member for $5. Stadia. I'm not dead. I was born this way.
Yeah, that's pretty much
basically. It's been Frankenstein's monster since the beginning. Dean J for $5. My guilty pleasure game is Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. Anyone here know about it?
Yeah,
it's an arcade game you can play on PlayStation.
It's a Capcom, like basically a game where you play as like Ryu and Chun-Li and stuff like that. You do not really Tetris-like, but match the Bejeweled type puzzles, or not Bejeweled, the one with that falls like columns. And
actually kind of sounds
Candy Crush.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Anyways, it's a puzzle game where things fall and you have to match up the colors, and as you get combos and stuff, it attacks the other character.
Candy Crush. God, I haven't heard that. In
Puyo
years.
Puyo, yeah. That's
Yeah, remember that?
Jeremy doesn't talk to women, so he hasn't heard about Candy Crush. Dean J for $5. You want to talk about good anime dubs? Are we considering Fairy Tail? I don't know. I kind of like the voiceovers.
Haven't seen it, so I couldn't really tell you.
Do women still play Candy Crush? What's wrong with you?
Women play
Actually, do you
games.
play Candy
They're
Crush?
women.
No, she doesn't.
Seriously though, is it still a thing?
I don't know. Don't you have phones? I mean, let's see. Candy Crush.
I have Call of Duty Mobile, a real fucking game.
In the fourth quarter of 2020, 240 million people accessed the mobile gaming company's King's app per month. Popular titles included Candy Crush Saga and Farmville Saga. So, yeah, around 240 people per month play these games.
Call of Duty Mobile like a fucking man.
And we're going to talk about that in a second. Alex K for 20 Swedish krones. Miranda's actor is on Handmaid's Tale. It's great. There you go. Handmaid's Tale.
She was also
I haven't watched
Dexter.
that.
Dexter is another show she was on.
What is she in Dexter?
She's Dexter's girlfriend in like the last couple seasons.
Oh, yeah. Commodore Stargazer for $5 for anime. Check out Legend of Black Heaven and Denstone.
Haven't seen either of those either.
You guys consider yourself experts.
Those are your words, not mine. We're experts compared to you. But there's a lot of anime out there, man. It's kind of like saying that you know movies. It's like, yeah, well, have you seen this obscure film from the 1977 from Norway? It's like, well, maybe not.
Do you really like movies?
Yeah.
Or be like Odin, who has a movie blog but has never seen The Great Outdoors.
Really?
How's that possible? Yeah, I know.
I thought War Games was like crazy because like that's actually like an interesting. I think it's a good move. Like I think even now watching it, it's interesting with like some of the themes and stuff. So that's weird. I saw that when I was a kid.
Didn't he recently just watch Superman the movie for the first time? Did
Get
he
the
say
fuck
that?
out.
Really? Maybe.
I think so. That's just unbelievable to me. Like what?
He has lost every single piece of credibility to talk about a comic book movie.
Reeves right though. Everyone should read Berserk.
I wonder, but does he know who Jim Lee is? That's the real question. Lego Darth Jar Jar for $5 just popped in. Do you guys see gameplay for Bowser's Fury? Looks pretty rad.
It does look cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing Ryan raging. I'm gonna force him to play it.
That's wasn't that like a DS game or something?
No, that's just the new DLC.
Yeah, that's the new DLC from Mario 3D World. It's the new content that's going to be added to it.
I thought there was like an exclusive DS game where you played as Bowser a little bit. So I thought maybe that's what it was. Cools 657124 for $10. You guys heard the studio that got leaked on making the new KOTOR? It's Aspire Media. They hired the majority of the BioWare team behind the original games and the Old Republic MMO. So I have heard a little bit about that. It's not confirmed, but it definitely seems to be the case. Let's actually look that up a little bit. See if I can find KOTOR BioWare See if I can find a good article about that. No, I don't want to buy the fucking game. I already fucking. Here we go. Now, that's actually kind of a good transition into what we're talking about. So a Swedish company just bought.
Speaking of video games,
a Swedish company just bought a couple of interesting acquisitions. One of them being Gearbox and one of them being Aspire Media. Now, Aspire is, if you're played old Star Wars games, you might be familiar with them because they have done some ports of some real beloved games, specifically very recently. Yeah, pretty good ports of Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast with Kyle Katarn, and also of Pod Racer for the Nintendo Switch. And so they've been doing that lately. Go ahead, Mark.
Their biggest claim to fame recently, though, is for Knights of the Old Republic 2. They did a... I think they call it the Restoration mod. It's a mod for the PC version of the game that essentially totally updates it for modern systems and makes it playable, as well as, I believe, restoring some cut content. And that was a pretty big deal about 3 or 4 years ago for Knights of the Old Republic 2, which is one of the most beloved Star Wars games ever. So that I think what probably makes them the most what makes the story about them being the people behind the new Knights of the Old Republic most likely to be true. Because they have experience with this. And they also did the mobile version. So if you have Knights of the Old Republic on iOS or Android, then that was them as well.
Who the fuck's playing it on iOS?
I mean, like
women.
You can. Like if you want to play Knights of the Old Republic on the bus, that would be the way to do it.
Android all the way.
That's right.
Right.
And so I thought you meant just mobile in general.
And so this is what is really pushing forward this stuff, because this is surprise. I did not think that Aspire would be working on this big remake, but when Embracer, right, formerly THQ Nordic, announced they had purchased Gearbox, Easy Brain, and Aspire, as part of the announcement, Embracer revealed Aspire is working on a major AAA game with a budget of over $70 million, which is pretty big, especially for them who do ports. Aspire currently has several games under development, including one major ongoing game development project with a budget of $70 million that is expected to become important for the entire group. These development projects will engage more than 200 internal and external developers with the core team in Austin, Texas, and will contribute to Embracer's release slate in the coming years. Then they let it slip that the big project is a licensed title. And then, of course, people started speculating about KOTOR, and Jason Schreier popped in with kind of snarky replies because Jason Schreier for over a year has been teasing something about KOTOR being in development.
Always popping up, no matter what. He's always involved.
He has a fucking connection.
He does. I mean, Schreier is always popping up. Always. Well, I don't know.
Yeah. So like with Gearbox in that big sale, with Aspire in that big sale, I didn't hear anything about these. BioWare people. That's the first I've heard of that. So I'll check out what that super chat was.
I think they're from BioWare Austin, like the Old Republic people, not Knights of the Old Republic BioWare, because technically that. I mean, it's BioWare, but it's a totally different studio.
There are some people though that did work on SWTOR that worked on the original KOTOR game.
Yeah, so maybe it's those guys.
So yeah, potentially there is, but it's just another big gaming acquisition. Gearbox got sold for $1.3 billion, which seems like a lot. Now, Lethal, I know you like Gearbox because you're a Borderlands fan, right?
Yeah, I like the Borderlands games.
Well, the CEO is not changed. What's his name?
Randy Pitchford.
Randy Pitchford.
You want to know thing about Randy Pitchford? He leaves USBs in restaurants that have all the company's intel on it and a fuckload of pornography on the same USB.
Yeah, Randy Pitchford, notoriously is that guy. He's the guy who left a USB drive sitting there. What was it like? Medieval times. Medieval times, yeah. It was at a medieval times. He just left it on his table with a bunch of secrets about the company, a bunch of stuff about Borderlands, as well as random porn.
Porn that a lot of people apparently thought was child porn, but Randy clarified, no, it's barely legal porn.
Yeah.
Lord.
That's way better. They only look like children,
There
everybody.
was a big lawsuit and everything, but he is remaining the CEO, so that doesn't necessarily make a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically it's not, they're not just paying 1.3 billion for Gearbox, they're guaranteeing like 300 million, and then if they meet certain wickets, they'll continue to pay them these things throughout the next 6 years. Otherwise, it'll be adjusted. So, there you go. But
Short Fat Otaku's video on the whole Randy Pitchford situation is great. Ironcaster just mentioned it in the chat, but I recommend that if you'd like to catch up on why people think the CEO of Gearbox is scummy.
Nerdy Home says, I want Jeremy to Twitch stream Animal Crossing and just fish until he falls asleep on stream. That's probably what would happen.
Jeremy should actually Twitch stream. I don't know if he's ever streamed on Twitch once.
He's run a couple Mario Kart streams.
Yeah, I've ran a couple Mario Kart streams on there.
Did you? Oh, was it during that time you were like, Ryan, listen, I'm going to give you some time off from Mario Kart. I'm going to run more of these. And like that lasts like 3 weeks or something.
I think it might have been like 1 week.
Yeah. No, it was a few weeks. It was a few different weeks I did it.
Yeah. But there you have it. That's the news for Aspire. Snacks and comics for $2. Best anime dub is Golden Boy.
Objective facts.
Mm-hmm. Did I run a Twitch stream? A Smash stream also, Adam? Yeah, I guess I did at one point.
Gone.
Yep.
Wesley Snipes ya. Always fucking ask this. For Canadian $5, what's your favorite cheese?
Brie.
That's what Wesley always asks. What was it? Lethal?
What's your favorite cheese?
Oh, no, Brie.
What Lethal?
Brie.
Oh, Brie.
Larson brand Brie cheese.
Yeah.
Oh God. There is Lethal. If you go to her channel, she put on one of those like YouTube shorts out.
That I watched it.
I was gonna say I thought you'd be interested in it.
I was. Thank you for thinking of me, lad, Ryan. Appreciate that.
I couldn't find a way to share it because I was gonna just send it to you, but
weird.
I couldn't. Those YouTube shorts. All the people. This is one thing I'll say. All these people that are posting polls to like break the YouTube algorithm. Fucking stop it. It's fucking annoying. All the polls that are out there scrolling through my shit. Fucking stop.
No, do it. Break the fucking thing so YouTube has to fix it.
I'm gonna fucking unsubscribe. I keep getting polls from all these motherfuckers. Wall to wall polls.
Yeah, Cheddar Jack is mine.
Yeah, not Jack. I think Cheddar. Old Cheddar. 2-year-old age Cheddar is the best.
That's
Cheddar.
right. The Smash stream did turn into a Mario Kart stream by the end. It did. I remember that now. Because Smash was so shitty to play online. It's like, fuck this.
Yeah. My nerdy home for $2. I want Ryan to Twitch stream Candy Crush. I don't even know if you can do that.
I think you can play Candy Crush on PC.
By the way, for everybody that's going to be tuned into our Twitch stream, we finally, I know, even I was tired of hearing Mark and the whole, if the PC is the greatest, like you don't like that, you hate puppies. Like we finally are getting rid of that sound bite. We're putting
PC gaming and puppies, okay?
All new sound bites and images for bit cheers coming this Sunday.
I don't know if I like that.
Drunk 3PO did some sound bites. I did. I'm gonna have to get Ryan's boomerang.
I didn't do shit.
Boomerang. No, we're gonna have to just rip that one and put it on there.
Wolfsbane for $5 was Gearbox the one where they took money away from alien Colonel Marines to work on Borderlands.
Colonial Marines, but yes.
Yeah, it says colonel, which is colonel, so that's why I said colonel.
I always say colonel.
God. That's
always just said, what was it? Colonial Comics used to comment all the time, and I used to say Colonel Comics used to comment. I used to say Colonial Comics. It's so fucking mad to the point I just kept saying it.
Yeah.
I never said Colonel.
D Jones for $5. Love Golden Boy. That girl from episode 2 are today's women. Just saying.
Pretty much. And how good's the payoff
Golden
at the end?
Boy is good, but I have not seen it.
Yeah, Golden Boy is really good. Really good.
Yeah. But speaking of video games, Call of Duty. We are a very serious gaming channel here, so we talk about Call of Duty all the time.
Yes, we are serious gamers. We like Animal Crossing, Call of Duty, and Nintendo. We love all. Nintendo's our favorite game.
Yeah, and Call of Duty. Obviously, Modern Warfare released in 2019. They released Warzone in 2020 and Black Ops in 2020. And as you can see, Call of Duty had its biggest year ever in 2020. Full game and microtransaction sales are booming. They said during an earnings call, the CEO said they had 250 million players in 2020. So a game franchise that's been around since what, 2003? Since it started in 2003, they've made $27 billion, and this is their best year ever. Grew 40% year over year for unit sales.
Fucking hell.
That's insane.
That is insane, man.
I mean, I think. Go ahead, Lethal. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like you said before, obviously the lockdowns and all that would have helped. You know, we got nothing else to do type stuff. But, you know, like COD was shit for years.
It really was. It was fucking terrible. It was terrible.
And as much as I enjoy the multiplayer in Cold War and I liked the rebooted Modern Warfare, not as much as the old ones, I think it's still safe to say that the best of COD is well and truly behind us. But to think it's only going up and up and up in terms of sales, and to go up that much, man, it's just
40% is pretty crazy.
That's crazy to think, man. And like I think Mark made this point a few weeks ago. As much as everyone, including us, criticizes them, it's like, why would they change anything? Look at those numbers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same with EA. EA put out all their numbers and how much money they fucking made, and it is an absolutely absurd amount, which is why they're just going to keep doing what they're doing.
Like I really enjoy Modern Warfare 2019, but even when I play it, it just doesn't feel like Modern Warfare 2, man. Like Modern Warfare 2 just felt like a bigger, better game back then. And maybe that's just nostalgia getting the best of me, but it's like but Modern Warfare 2019 is such a step up from everything we've gotten in the past 5-6 years since Ghost, basically, in my opinion. Now maybe people disagree with that. I think Cold War, I think the multiplayer maps are so much better on Cold War than Modern Warfare 2019, but I still think that Modern Warfare is a better game from a multiplayer standpoint. But Warzone's the thing that really is elevated.
You think Modern Warfare is better in a multiplayer?
Well, I think that hold on. So I think that the hit markers are significantly better in Modern Warfare.
The gunplay is significantly better.
The gunplay feels better. Hit markers are better, but the camping is out of the maps on Modern Warfare are just, they lend to camping so much. And so the maps are better on Cold War, which to me is the biggest thing that makes Cold War multiplayer better, because it's simply just the maps. The maps make it easier to play. But if I could take the gunplay and the hit markers from Modern Warfare and intertwine that into Cold War, that's the perfect one. But it's kind of a toss up.
I just feel that as much as the maps do encourage camping in Modern Warfare, so does kill streaks. I think score streaks is the way to go, because it encourages you to actually do something, play the fucking objective.
Right. Let's see. Lore Star's in the chat. What's up, Lore Star? Appreciate you letting me react to that video. Told him we'd try to get together and talk a little bit more about his theories, but good to have you in the chat.
It was a good theory, too. I watched that video. It was great.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I even watched it, and I don't like Star Wars, and I even watched it. It was a pretty fucking good video.
Mm-hmm. It's good stuff. But yeah, it was, and then the whole thing. What the hell's going on? Why the fuck am I playing Call of Duty Mobile? What the fuck is going on? What kind of world are we living in? Like, I truly have been checked out of Call of Duty since. I'm trying to remember the timeline here. Black Ops 2 is the last Call of Duty I gave a fuck about. Black Ops 2. After that, I think they've all been shit, especially the advanced warfares and the Titanfall-esque shit they were trying to pull. I hated everything they've done since Black Ops 2.
That's funny you say that, because there's a good chance this year is going to be Advanced Warfare 2.
Yeah, fuck
really?
that.
Why?
Dude. Really? Are they really going back to that?
Because it's Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer's doesn't exist anymore, so it's definitely not Sledgehammer.
It's Sledgehammer.
Okay.
They put out that tweet on New Year's Eve.
Sledgehammer is like disbanded though. Like, they don't exist. Like the guy from Sledgehammer opened up that new studio, and he's making that kind of Dead Space like game set in the PUBG universe. and like he was like the president of Sledgehammer, and he just shut down the studio. That's actually why they didn't make Black Ops this year, because they were up next actually, because it went Black Ops 4, Treyarch, Modern Warfare, Infinity Ward, and it was supposed to be Sledgehammer next, but then Sledgehammer just totally shut down.
Sledgehammer's like got active.
Even then, the last one they did though was World War II.
Hold on, Sledgehammer. I just went to their stuff. So this is in 2020, talking about hiring a bunch of people, promoting their shit for people who were working at Google Stadia to come over and work for them. Retweeting this Call of Duty thing, talking about we're still hiring with the Bernie picture. And then this, I think, is what Lethal
maybe
this is what Lethal's talking about, right? Power on. Let's try this again. Happy New Year.
How about that?
Also,
I guess maybe it was just what's his name? Schofield, Glenn Schofield, I think is the guy's name. Maybe he just left then. Because that was weird though, because they were the ones that were up this year that Cold War came out, and I remember it being a big thing where Sledgehammer was totally just off from Call of Duty. The president of Sledgehammer left, and then it got moved over to Treyarch, and then Raven came in to help them with the campaign. Because that was like a big story. I think we actually might even have talked about it on the podcast last year.
I don't know. I don't remember. Minor Home's right. I'm not blocked. Often I'll just go to random places and I'll be blocked. Get Fandom. The account Get Fandom I am blocked by. I don't for no fucking reason. Fuck them. I'll block their ad. No, I won't.
I called them out on all their ad pop-ups when they had some kind of Star Wars story that we were covering, and I just ripped them apart for all of their ads because they had some rumor or whatever. But yes, Titanfall over Call of Duty, Lore Star. I agree 100%. Titanfall's the best. It's not even close.
Unfortunately, the 50 people that are still playing it are fucking autistically good. So
they're actually. It's
okay, fine. I'll check the current player numbers.
There's actually 53 people playing it, Ryan. So fuck you, underplaying the numbers.
My bad.
Mark's about to give you some real numbers.
Yeah.
Drop those hardcore numbers, Mark.
Let's see the Steam charts. Is it more than Avengers or more than Marvel Avengers?
I don't know. I'll find out in a second. Yeah, keep talking about other stuff. I might need a minute.
Someone says, why is the Geeks and Gamers Girls behind a paywall? Because I know how to profit from hot chicks. Okay, that's what I do.
17 a stupid question.
1,700 people are playing it on Steam right now.
That's twice as many. Look up Marvel's Avengers. That's twice as many. I almost guarantee it. That's fucking funny. I bet Marvel's Avengers is around 800.
519.
3 times as much. 3 times as much. It's because Lethal and Rim Rip aren't long.
Wait, hold on. Who's gonna win? Titanfall 1 or Marvel's Avengers?
Ooh, Marvel's Avengers probably.
I don't know. We'll see in a sec.
Come on, Titanfall.
1.
Come on, Titanfall. Come on.
It's not showing me the player numbers for Titanfall.
Damn it.
It's not.
Maybe it's none.
Yeah, it's 0.
I mean, it might be.
There can't be. There can't be 0.
There's 3 people there. Didn't you try to record footage and it took you like 45 minutes to matchmake one time, Mark?
That was on Origin. That was before it launched on Steam. It was just because I was making the review of Titanfall 2, so I wanted to get a couple just shots of basically of the smart pistol. Is the only thing I really needed footage of. But it took about 45 minutes to get into a one-on-one game with someone who just like decimated me. Like it was unfair. I almost cried at the end of it.
And they were just super happy.
You guys know how much I love Nintendo. I love Nintendo, okay? But the biggest crime in the history of gaming is that Animal Crossing sold 30 million copies and Titanfall 2 failed. That's the biggest fucking crime ever. Fuck this world. Holy shit. How did Titanfall 2 fail? How the fuck did it fail?
Got sandwiched between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
So frustrating. God. Fuck you, Lore Star. You always making me happy with your theory. Now I'm depressed because I'm recognizing that Titanfall 2 failed again. Damn it. Why did you have to remind me?
Jeremy's camera's going crazy today. Like
Is it?
Yeah, it's zooming in and out.
it's
like,
constantly trying to focus on you. Like it's like it's been
Really?
happening all stream, and it just happened right there. It's so
it's
funny.
like the when Ben Shapiro's singing WAP.
Oh,
way it goes in and out with the beat.
I bet the autofocus, you know, I don't have to go into settings. I bet the autofocus is fucked on it.
Yeah. Lego Darth Jar Jar for $5. Well, I'm glad I got to be part of that meme before you changed the Mark image and soundbite. Haha. There you go.
Can Mark say it one more time? Say the line one more time.
What is my exact line? Anyways,
You're like, if you don't like
the PC is the best place to play video games, and if you don't agree, you hate puppies.
Hate puppies. Yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
I'm the only one that got the video of that.
Yeah, see, when you said make a clip of you saying something about PC gaming, I thought you meant a video clip. So that clip makes a lot more sense if you actually see the video, because I hold up the puppy right when I say that.
Yeah, it's even dumber when you see the video. I agree.
Contextually, it makes sense. I wouldn't have incorporated the puppy if I knew it was going to be an audio clip, but I don't know.
Yeah, because
People
like
seem to
you
enjoy
hate
it.
puppies. He holds it up like that. I say it because the thing's not a dog.
Yeah, it's a model.
Geeky Pixie for $2. Morning, geeks and gamers. Hail to you all. Hail, Geeky Pixie. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you
We had
very much.
Huge turnout today. Huge turnout today from everybody.
No, it's been great. It's been awesome.
We're all united over Miranda's butt cheeks, man.
Mm-hmm.
It has been awesome.
The thumbnail had to help. That's for sure. But around this time, we usually talk about what we've been playing this week. Lethal, what have you been playing?
I started playing Nier Automata for the first time. The game's like 3 years old. All my friends that I know personally played it within like the first month of it coming out, and they have not stopped telling me to play it. And I've started playing it. I'm doing it on Twitch. I'm really liking it. So that and a bit of Cold War and Warzone, and that's about it.
For Nier Automata, are you still on Route A? Like the
first playthrough.
Ending?
First playthrough. I'm honestly not that far into it.
Cool.
There you go. Mark, what have you been playing?
I played a hell of a lot of Quake this week because the video I'm working on right now is a Quake series retrospective. It is going to be long. I'm still editing the audio of it now. It's looking like it's going to clock in at around half an hour. But yeah, so I played Quake 1, Quake 2, Quake 3, Quake Live, Quake Champions, even Enemy Territory Quake Wars. What I had to do though with the Xbox 360, which is why I saw my old avatar, was get the Xbox 360 version of Quake 4 that comes with a bonus disc that's a port of Quake 2 that's really good, and I wanted to capture footage of. The bonus disc that comes with Quake 2 does not work on this Xbox 360. There is an Xbox 360 game that is incompatible with the Xbox 360 Slim, and I didn't know that was a thing at all. So, yeah, I learned that the hard way. And then I also just started Neo 2 because it finally came out on PC.
Oh, nice. What do you think of Neo 2?
It's difficult. I'm not good at Neo anymore. I got to relearn how to play that game. I did finish the original one, though, so I can get good at Neo. I totally forget how to play it.
I need to go back and finish that. I was really digging it, man.
I think also like when you start, you don't have many moves, and the last time I played Neo, I was in like 100 hours in on the end game of the first one, so I have all sorts of like combo moves and jump attacks and stuff, and now I've got like nothing. I can pretty much just swing my sword, either weak or strong, and I don't know. I'm no good at it right now. I've only played for about 20 minutes though, so I need time.
Jeremy, other than Warzone and Call of Duty Mobile, what have you been playing?
Yeah, Warzone, my God. I suck so bad at Warzone. It's fucking embarrassing. I'm just so fucking bad. It's one of these games where you have to be methodical and slow. Because I play solos. And I just go out there guns a-blazing, get sniped out of fucking nowhere from some fucking kid that's 11 years old who's never done anything in life except practice Call of Duty. It's embarrassing, but I'll continue to play. I totally
forgot we were going to talk about cheating. Obviously, we talked about cheating in Warzone last time. They banned 60,000 accounts, which that just means there's 60,000 new accounts now that are still cheating. Probably.
Exactly. That's all it means. But yeah, no, I'm very much enjoying Call of Duty. I have obviously I'll play Mario Kart. I played Mario Kart to record some gameplay footage so I could send it over to Theory so I could show him how to stop hitting fucking walls constantly.
Tell him to turn on the assist mode.
And but that's about it. That's all I've had time for lately. So yeah. And again, we will be live tomorrow on Sports Wars. Myself and Ryan and John Matrix will be live talking about the Super Bowl and giving our predictions over there. Those streams have been doing really good every week, so we appreciate the support over there. I don't think Park Hoppin's going live today. So we don't have a stream to send you to as far as Park Hopping goes.
Go watch my video. It went public while we were streaming.
There you go. Go watch Lethal's video. Link it in the chat, Lethal. And Mario Kart tomorrow night, and it's going to be hyped. Young Ripple will be there. Star Wars Theory will be there. The whole Geeks Gamers team will be there, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, there you go. As for me, I've been playing SWTOR. That's about it. That's about all. I've been playing kind of a lot of it. A lot of Star Wars, The Old Republic. I just turned my PS5 on for the first time in like a week and a half and downloaded Modern Warfare because I guess we're playing Modern Warfare now again. So downloaded that shit, and that's about it. Mark, what are you going to say?
Last week I had to explain to X-Ray Girl what SWTOR was because you kept saying it and she had no idea what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't even really make sense.
She's like, I don't even understand what that word he's saying is. It's like SWTOR.
Yeah, I go in like bursts with Star Wars Old Republic. I'll play it like hardcore for like a month or two at a time. Then I won't play it for like 5 months or something. But I'm getting back into it. I'm transferring some characters between servers and everything. So it's good. I'll be streaming more of that on Twitch as well. Go ahead, Jeremy.
And again, in case you missed it earlier, we will be taking these streams off of being for members only. So this stream will be unlisted here on the channel, and so you can go back and watch it, or it'll be re-uploaded to Geeks and Gamers Live, and we'll start pushing a lot of our live streams over there. There's some structure we got to kind of get figured out because we have so many live streams we do with our gaming streams. We're going to start doing highlight videos of some of our premium streams so people see what's going on with the premium membership over on geeksandgamers.com. And just a lot of little things. Twitch streams will be pushed over there as well, which we do put a lot of those streams on the Gaming with Geeks channel, but we need to have a central location. So we will work on that, getting some structure issues worked out because we just have so much going on, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
That's the fucking truth. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you to Steph for modding in the chat. Thank you to all the hosts and everything. It's always fun, good crowd, and we keep growing this shit. So we'll be back same time next week. Mark, do you have any final words, Mark?
Everyone watch Attack on Titan and then tune into Lethal and I's show on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern.
There you go. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
See ya.